Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and hypno howdy from Taiwan. Hello, I'm Dr. David Phillips, and welcome to Swish. Okay, now the Swish is a rapid changework method. It originates in neuro-linguistic programming. It works on waking suggestion. And it's a very nice, elegant method. We're going to learn an abbreviated version today. Just going to go boom, 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 straight through the steps and see what happens. Seriously though, this is a very elegant technique and it works for a lot of folks, particularly the folks who are visualizers, those who when they close their eyes they can see pictures very nicely. Within the method you can add in kinesthetic and auditory cues as well. You can also do what's called a kinesthetic swish for folks who have a lot more problems with visualization. I'm going to be discussing the original method today, and then you can adapt it to your trance partner or your own needs when you need to. Okay, so we're going to discuss it in terms of 4 steps just to keep things nice and simple for you. First thing you do, I guess it's 5 steps. First, think about what you want to change. Okay. What sort of things do you want to change? Often the swish is used for behavior, maybe a bad habit or a response that you have that you'd like to deal with. For instance, a light fear of public speaking or something like that, or overeating or smoking or other chewing gum or punching yourself in the face or whatever you do, or compulsive masturbation. What sort of things do you want to work with? It tends to work with light habits, so it's a nice habit control thing. It can be used for other behaviors and things like that as well. And one nice thing about it is you can reinforce the work very quickly. It's actually a very fast process. So let's go through her and you can do her. Now when I do this with clients, people who pay me as a hypnotist, honestly, I would never do this by itself. I'm going to do a formal induction. I'm going to get them into experiential trance or experiential hypnosis. I'm going to work with them from there. Whenever I do NLP, I tend to find that NLP tends to work better, or more effectively rather, in the context of hypnosis. Now, one very important reason for that is on my business card, hello, it says hypnotist. People don't come to me just to talk. They come to me for hypnosis, for effective change. Now, actually, they're coming for the change. So I don't mind using all sorts of processes from all sorts of modalities. As long as it works, I'm going to use it. But because I do have hypnotist on my name card, I will put it within a hypnotic context. That's not always necessary per se, simply because experiential hypnosis can be gained from all sorts of ways, particularly if you're adept at waking hypnosis techniques. Now, if you don't know what that means, go to my website, www.briandavidphillips.com or .net, and check out waking hypnosis in the store, or there's a whole category of things you can look at. But be that as it may, let's look at the actual process for the swish. Once you've decided what you want to change, and for today's demonstration we're going to use the idea of stop smoking. This is a very simple thing, and I've got the graphics all prepared, so I might as well use them. Okay, let's do her. So, step 1, I'd like you to imagine what you see, the scene as you see it when you're doing the behavior that you want to change. This is called an associated present state. And so if it is something like overeating, you're going to see your hands coming towards the food. If it's smoking, you're going to see your hand from your POV, point of view. Some of you like adult entertainment, you know what a POV film is. Well, that's you're running one in your head, except that unlike adult entertainment, this one is not as exciting and as wonderful. It is a POV shot of your point of view for whatever it is you want to affect change with. Okay? Now, once you've got that point of view shot, you then blank your mind, open your eyes, blank your mind. Some of you, that's quicker than others. Second step, you want to create an image or visualization of a dissociated desire state. So we did that associated present state, which is your POV shot. Then we want a dissociated desire state. That means it's not from your point of view. Rather, you're seeing yourself as if you are a third person. You see yourself as you would appear after the change has been made. So this is dissociated desire state. What'll you look like when you make the change? Okay, so once you've got that, the magic starts happening. We do what's called the swish. Now the word swish is a term from film and television editing. It's a visualization technique. You know how in TV and movies, when they change from one image to another, there might be a cut, which is just one image suddenly appears, but often they'll use a wipe or an effect for transition. It's a transitional effect, and sometimes they use the swish, which is essentially the first image seems to be as if someone's reached down in the corner and just started curling that first image up, and the second image slides over. So we pull that second image over the first image. That's a swish. You just reach down there, pull that sucker up really fast, is a swish. It's a swish transition effect. Right? So here's what we do. We imagine that associated present state, and then we swish the dissociated desire state image over it. Now you do that swish very quickly. Just reach down there and pull that sucker up. Swish! Swish! Okay, do it now. Just reach down here and just pull that sucker all the way across. Just swish. Okay? Swish it. Whoa! Okay, just reach down there and pull that sucker up. Just swish that sucker. Just reach down there and pull that sucker as quick as you can. Just swish. Swish. Now here's something else you can do, and it's a nice little technique which really works well, especially for folks who are more kinesthetic or oral in their response, and that is, as you do the swish, breathe in and feel wonderful, but also imagine that second image, that dissociated image, as being really bright, really, really bright, really beautiful, and imagine music in the background. Don't imagine that angsty goth stuff where of teenagers feeling horrible about their lives. None of that slow waltz stuff. But get yourself some really hard-hitting music, you know, some da 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 da, some heavy metal that you enjoy. If you don't enjoy heavy metal, don't do that. Or some John Philip Sousa, some marches, na 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 na. And so when you swish that sucker up, you've got that big image, that desire state. It's like na 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 na, or not. Okay, but throw that in there. Get that image, bright, beautiful, full color, Technicolor, 3D. With some really hard-hitting, wonderful, feel-good music. You know, the stuff like the rock anthems or things like that, okay? And then, so, you've got that dead, dry, boring, associated present state, and then you've got that, woo, that's awesome, dissociated desire state image. You see in the current image, the associated image, that's what you're doing now. That's what you're doing now, and then you just reach out in that corner, rip that sucker up, and na 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 na. Hold it for a second. Open your eyes, close your eyes, do it again. Da, 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 da. Open your eyes, close your eyes, current state, rip that sucker up, da, 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 do it over and over. So you do the swish multiple times. Now here's the neat thing. After you've done that sucker 5, 10 times, 15 times, it can get boring and woolly-ow after a while, but let's say you do it 10 times. Okay, after you've done that swish, woo, swish very quickly. It's like, your eyes just going on really quick. After you've done it about 10 times, sit for a moment and then close, blink, and then imagine that associated state, the current image, and notice what happens. And what tends to happen for most people is as soon as they imagine that current state, that desire state just switches over automatically, because you've trained your brain to immediately go into the habit of the desire state. Now neurologically what you're doing is you're conditioning yourself. You're conditioning yourself so that when you have the conditioned reflex action, what you would normally be doing, that is your current state as an associated state, as soon as your brain sees that starting to happen, it immediately goes into the emotional connection of the desire state. Okay, and behaviors do change. This is awesome stuff. It's also incredibly easy. A trained monkey can do this. I don't have a trained monkey. I have you. Yes, you. You can do this. Okay? Now let's once more review. Okay, the process. So we've got associated desire state, associated present state. My English, you're so good. Associated present state goes to dissociated desire states. Swish those puppies multiple times and then notice what happens. Okay? Now real quick, we're going to take a look at this. I'll give you a chance to look at it again. You can take notes if you like, or just memorize it. It's only 4 steps. You can remember that. So let's take a look at this a little more closely. Now I had some images on there. Let's look at those again. That first step, the associated step, you might go with, this is what you might see if you're a smoker, okay? So you see the hand coming up with the cigarette. You create that image in your mind, and then you have an image of the dissociated desire state. How are you going to look when you've made that change? Okay, this dude obviously looks happy. He's breathing in great. Feels wonderful. So we've got those 2 images created. All right, current state, desire state, and then we're going to take this sucker and we're going to perform a swish. That is, we're going to just reach right down here, hello, and pull that other image right up over the screen. Okay, now how would you do that? Well, you just mentally imagine that desire state image. See it starting to pull up here. It's starting to come up here, and it should be very quickly. So obviously you're not going to do it as slow as all this. It gets bigger really fast until it becomes the desired state. Now let's take a look at that sequence again. Okay, fairly simple, right? That's the swish process. 1. Associated present state. What you see when you're doing what you do. 2, dissociated desire state visualization, and that is, what will you look like when you've made the change you make? Okay? 3, swish that sucker multiple times, and don't forget Technicolor, 3D, wonderful imagery, and that music and that feel-good breathing. Alright, so remember 3, swish, and 4, test that puppy. After you've done the swish 10, 15 times, test that sucker. Okay? Seem pretty clear? Alright. Sit comfortably, breathe in, breathe out, and relax. Okay, I'd like you to close your eyes and imagine your associated present state, what you see when you do the thing you do. Got it? Open your eyes. Close your eyes. Now a dissociated or third person view of whatever it is you'll look like after you've made the change. Now I'd like you to breathe in and feel real good, and I'd like you to have some music, soundtrack in there. Da-da-da-da-da-da, loud and beautiful, and feel good with that. Alright, open your eyes. Close your eyes. Associated present state image. Image 1. Swish. Da 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 da. Open your eyes. Close your eyes. Swish. 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 Open your eyes. That's it. Now close your eyes, think of the first image, notices what happens, and there it is. That second image pops in. Open your eyes. Now if you didn't have the second image in, after the video's finished, go back and practice, play with the process. You can do it, and see what you get. Okay? And that's it. That's Swish. Jazz hands. Okay, I'd like you to play with that. And be sure to check out my website, www.briandavidphillips.com, and also join our Facebook group for the SET, the Society of Experiential Trance, and just have a wonderful life. Okay? Just swish your troubles away. This has been Brian David Phillips. I'd like you to thank you for your participation in this fun little game. Alrighty? Until next time, I'd like you to live trance and prosper. Bye-bye.